Hi there. Do you know what your name means in your community? Do you know who you are named after? Or what animal were you named after? This is the African Mom official. Today, we are looking at the season of birth, your name in African society. How were people naming their children in Africa? We did not have clear demarcations between the months. The months came later to us to read January, February, up to December. It was not clear which month was which in Africa, but we were operating on seasons. For example, when it was very hot, the ground was very hard, no rain, a lot of wind. Those are the characteristics we are seeing in January. Those children had their own names. The names describing the season. Where I come from in Africa, those children who were born in January, if you are a man, you are given the name of the season, which was Simiyu. And for the women, they only added there na Simiyu. You are given the name of the season. Now, after being very dry, the ground being very hard, people start sensing that soon the rains will come. They began plowing their land. They began preparing for planting. So when you are born at the time of plowing, if you are born at the time of preparation of the land, in Kiswahili in Africa, we call that kulima. You are called Nelima, Welima, Welime. In Kiswahili, it is kulima, people preparing their land. Think of your name. What does it signify? Currently, that is the month of February. That is the month of February. After the land was prepared, there were signs of rain. Rain came after preparing. Our ancestors knew they could predict the duration of the dry season. So they prepared their land and gave names of plowing to their children. The next season that came was planting season. Planting. That is, in African society, they are broadcasting the seeds, the sorghum seeds, the millet seeds. So you are called Nahumicha. You are called Nahumicha. After they planted, then now the rains were to continue. But remember, what you have planted must come out of the soil. So the next stage that followed was weeding what you have planted. This season of weeding is currently referred to as the month of April, called the name Swaka in African society. And what was planted is growing, and the rains continue. Now come the month of May, the rains are continuing. Anybody who was born when it is raining was named Rain in African society. If you are a woman, you are called Nafula. If you are a man, you are called Wafula. Beautiful African society, giving names to our children. So now the weeding continued, the rains are there. We come to the time when the season for harvesting has come. When the season for harvesting comes, that's a celebration mode. There's no longer hunger. So you are given names to read harvest. Nekesa, Wekesa. The harvesting season has come. Remember your season, your name. After that, they would plant a lot of vegetables they have harvested. They would plant the second round for planting for sorghum, for millet, and other things. They would plant sweet potatoes and anything that was planted that time, you are given that name. If they planted potatoes, you are called potato. Nasiponi. If they planted sorghum, you are called haemba. Beautiful naming, looking at the season and what is there. Now, when the time came for celebration, that is a dancing mood, you are told you are Sikuku. That's how those names came, Sikuku, Shikuku, African way of naming our children. They also looked at the other functions in the community. If there was a burial, who unto you were officially named Masika. If there was a burial, you are called Masika. If there was circumcision in the area, you are given the name circumcision, Muhebi. Circumcision name you are given. So the naming of children in African society was mainly according to the climatic changes, according to the seasons, according to the celebrations. And funny enough, even the occasions in the community gave us names of children. A child who was born when there was a funeral in the home. A child was born when there's a funeral in the home, we have said they are called Masika. And if your parent died, you are given the name a widow. You are called Namulehwa, Wahuleha. You have been abandoned by your parent. He has gone. So you are given the name of having been left by a parent. If you are born on the road, Wabarabara, you are called Nangila, Wangila. They gave names depending on where the child has been born, depending on the season. Later on in Africa, vehicles were brought. Anybody who was born in a vehicle or born when the vehicles were moving around them, they were named vehicle. In Kiswahili, Mutoka. So you are called Mutoka. In African society, beautiful way of naming our children. Even the style of being born also gave us names. If you are born twins, there were special names for twins. Currently, if you go to a family and find twins, in African community where I am, the elder twin is called Muhwana. The smaller twin is called Mulongo, the younger one. It did not matter whether you are a boy or a girl. The names stuck. And it followed that any other children coming after the birth of twins had two names. The next one was to be called Hamal. The next one was to be called Hisa. So when you hear such names to show that there are twins in that family, it means they had a twin brother or a twin relative, even if they passed on and the names stuck. Beautiful African community. And it did not stop there. Even the animals you are keeping in the home also gave us names. The trees in the homes also gave us names. If you are born where there are many fig trees, you are called Mhoyu. If you are born where there's a lot of vegetables, African tradition of vegetables, you are given the names of those vegetables. If you are born when there's hunger, like myself, you are given the name for hunger, Wanjala, Nanjala, African Traditional Society. This is the African Mom Official. In this channel, we go out of our way to educate our people on our African culture. We teach our youth on what the young people were doing those days that brought about proper ethics and proper behavior in our community. In this channel, we present to you our traditional meals. We make for you the African vegetables, the way they were being done. In this channel, we are aiming at bringing normalcy in our families, counseling our African families. We are aiming at bringing order in our families. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe.